The Dershow.
Major development in Central Europe yesterday. The Germans elected a center-right government, same party as Merkel, who was a very good chancellor. And now they've elected a man named Friedrich Merz to be probably the next chancellor. There was also an increase among voters for the extreme right, the right that Elon Musk seems to have supported, and the right that has had some neo-Nazi support. So a dangerous development, but I think in Germany today, the left is more dangerous than the right. And so I was happy with the outcome. One obvious manifestation of it was relationships with Israel. The head of the left-wing party said that Netanyahu is a war criminal, just like Putin, and he has to be arrested the minute he comes into Germany, and we're not going to let Putin or Netanyahu into Germany. They're both war criminals, and they both have to be arrested. The new upcoming Prime Minister, Merz, has said the exact opposite. He said this is ridiculous. The International Criminal Court has no jurisdiction over Israel. This is an outrageous attempt to interfere with Israel's self-defense, and we're not going to arrest Netanyahu. In fact, Merz said, I'm going to invite him to come to Germany and give him a hero's welcome. So that's good news. And I think Europe is moving slightly center-right. I think England is moving center-right. I think Canada, to get across the Atlantic for a minute, is moving center-right. Certainly Italy, certainly Poland, Hungary, and other countries are moving center-right. It's not that center-right is so wonderfully attractive. It's that the left is so awful, particularly in Europe. The left has become anti-Western, anti-American, anti-Semitic, anti-everything decent. And so a lot of people vote for the right, not because they're ideologically so affiliated with conservative causes, but because they're so offended, I think, by the hard left. And the hard left has become the left in many, many parts of Europe. You know, we're not in the 1930s. In the 1930s, you couldn't be a centrist. You either had to be a Nazi or a communist if you lived in France, or you lived in Germany, or even in England. There were Nazis. There was at Yale and Harvard. There was a lot of sympathy for Nazi causes. So in the 30s, there was very little centrism around the world. In the United States, we had it because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was center-left. And he was very popular. And so we didn't have the divisions that you had in France and in Austria and in Germany. We're not seeing a return to the 1930s as of yet. We are seeing, in fact, much more of a movement towards center-right rather than extreme right, except in some countries. Obviously, in Hungary and some other countries, the movement is even more to the right.